For years, Venezuela was supposed to be cut off from the global economy. US sanctions were designed to choke off its oil exports, starve the regime of cash, and force political change. In theory, Venezuela wasn't supposed to be selling oil at all, but reality looked very different. Instead of shutting down, Venezuela adapted. Oil kept flowing, just not through official channels. Tankers began sailing without clear ownership. Ships turned off their transponders. Cargoes were blended, relabeled, and sold at deep discounts. Buyers weren't Western companies anymore. They were willing partners, like China, along with intermediaries tied to Russia and other sanctioned networks. For years, this shadow fleet helped keep cash flowing to Caracas, allowing Maduro's regime to function despite official restrictions. Oil moved outside the dollar system, outside Western banks, and outside the rules that sanctions were built on. This is where the story stops being about oil and starts being about power. Sanctions only work if the sanctioned country can't find another path to buyers, payments, and logistics. Venezuela found one, and once that path existed, the pressure campaign lost its leverage. In a hypothetical escalation scenario, that workaround itself becomes the target. By late 2025, American forces launch a maritime interdiction campaign aimed directly at sanctioned tankers linked to Venezuela's oil trade. US naval and coast guard forces intercept vessels tied to the shadow fleet, seizing ships in an effort to choke off illicit oil shipments at sea rather than on paper. The crackdown culminates in a controversial US military action in early 2026, during which Nicolas Maduro is captured and taken into custody on criminal charges in the United States. Additional tankers are seized, and Washington moves to reassert control over Venezuela's oil sector while inviting foreign companies back under new legal frameworks. This isn't just a story about one country losing access to oil markets. It's a story about how global power is exercised through financial and trade systems. Venezuela's shadow fleet worked because it bypassed the dollar, Western banks, and as enforcement, once that workaround threatened the system itself, it became the real target. What makes this bigger than Venezuela is the precedent it sets. When the United States invokes the Monroe Doctrine and reminds the world that it still enforces a sphere of influence, other powers are watching closely, especially China, because if the message is that great powers get a backyard and will defend it, then the next question is obvious. If this is America's hemisphere, what does Beijing believe is theirs? And if power, not rules, decides where those lines are drawn, Taiwan stops being a hypothetical and starts looking like the next fault line.